Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I am Sarah Westmoreland. It is often said that history does not repeat itself, or that the cycles in history are not repeated. But we can learn that, quote, history repeats itself endlessly for those who are unwilling to learn from the past, end quote, Leanne Brown. In this way, from the inability to learn from the past, it causes a mirror effect in several situations throughout history, with current events mirroring past events that people did not learn from. Such is occurring through the current war between Ukraine and Russia, as it mirrors similar situations that occurred in the colonization of America with the Indians. Early disputes and protests around Indian rights and justice with the Casas can be found comparable to the disputes and protests around how the Ukrainian people are being treated, and rightly so, because this is going against their rights as human beings. In this war, the spirit of the Casas is captured in Zelensky as he fights for those people who are treated unjustly with unprobable cause. Putin, he mirrors Dr. Juan, who condemned and said he wanted to enslave Indians without ever going over to the New World to even see them. He spoke out of ignorance and spoke to enslave an entire people group. Zelensky is mirroring Charles V's application of just war theory. While this attack from Russia started as an unjust attack, Zelensky is now applying the same just war theory that Charles V used when prompted by Las Casas. To defend his own country. Just war theory has three criteria. 1 being just cause, 2 being proper authority, and 3 being right intention. The biggest comparisons in this can be summarized in 3 points. The killing of the innocent, people who believe that it is right, and there was mass communication and word of mouth used for advocacy. In this war with Ukraine and Russia, quote, more than 1,800 civilians have been killed, 2,700 injured, and although casualties are considerably higher, end quote, United Nations. All of these people are civilians. They are not troops on the ground. These are people who are totally blindsided by this whole catastrophe. Whereas the Indians saw mass numbers go down because of their forced population being forced into a limited area of land. In both cases, the people instigating the argument believe that it is right. Putin even said that I am confident that true sovereignty of Ukraine is possible in partnership with Russia, end quote. 2 years after he gave the opinion that Ukrainians are Russian people. Dr. Juan said that it was just to pursue war and enslave the Indians. And in this way, C.S. Lewis describes that criminals, they think they're right. They think they're right in doing this. because they think they are justified and have made themselves justified within their inner philosophy. In both instances, there was mass publication and word of mouth used for advocacy of both injustices. Zelensky, not only an authority figure over Ukraine, but now an influence over the entire world, he speaks at award shows, governmental press conferences, international affairs, advocating for the truth and justice for his people. The spirit of La Casas lives on, with the rights of life, freedom, and free speech, which deserve to be human rights, Ukrainian rights, and Indian rights, not just American rights. These revolutions are brought as a reaction to these terrible injustices. And it is this reaction and the starting of these events that are now mirrored because they were never learned from in the first place. Thank you.